trying to charge my phone, bro. Here I am. Shut up. What is it? Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Goodbye, myself. Talking to you. Next to the second junior, listen carefully. You utterly disgusting human being. Holy shit. No! Oh, so you're trying to fight. What's up? Get over here! Get over here! Are you coming to the tree? I'm literally blocking, bro. Why did I genuinely even try to block that, bro? Yo, what the fuck is this guy trying to do, bro? I'm trying to predict the past. I think I'm trying to predict the past. Did you ever teabag me? Nah, bro. I'm not just gonna let that. I'm gonna skin your bitch ass alive, bro. You're ugly Trump supporter looking ass over here. Now get the fuck over here. This bitch is making fun of my fucking lag and I'm pissed. Alright, bro, stupid fucking cunt school. This motherfucker just must want to have it. This fucking must want to steal my rat. My favorite color is purple. I don't stay past my curfew. Fucking my god, bro, what does this motherfucker want from me, bro? Yeah, bro. I'm selling left and right, bro. My come on, buddy. Come on. Alright, so you're gonna ult now. Alright, bet, bro. Bro. I'm pissed. I'm fucking pissed. Rico. In the old phone. I'm going to ice fucking Tyler, bro. What is it with these fucking stupid ass servers, bro? Why are my controls all so delayed? I'm fucking pissed. Sorry. For fucking time. Ah! Ah! He's not old Janky, I'm fucking old now. Still lagging. Why do we just constantly hit up? We'll just casually strike the phone. Instead, we type to teabag me. So if you see teabag me, I'm press right there. Yo, who is this fella? Who is that guy down there, bro? You just casually take that. Broski got that drip. Broski got that drip. Don't make this harder than it already is, bro. Broski got my... Oh. Yo, bro.
100 you said? 110? Yeah, I might have a single day spot. No, I want to get this done. What are you talking about? I'm doing the ones that can fit in this one. No, that's not good water. This isn't my job. I can do it past whatever, because he's not here doing anything, so he won't go out and be a sub, switching down gang members and stuff. Because he's him, and he's throwing up the signs and gambling on Snap, watching real good gamble, rolling dice. It's not my fault that he's not here. So, I'm gonna do it, whatever. ASSA. Were they not?
Oh! Gonna murder you. I still die, bro. Like, whoa! gonna end well for me. Huh? Go to the main area from the time machine? What? Broski got the drip, 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 drip. Eat. Alright, so there's supposed to be a time machine. What the frick? Side/front area? I'm gonna have to be the absolute speedster here. I just realized that this guy is not even fast, bro. Whoa! What's happening? Whoa! Did I get any badges from that? What is this? This is nice. What is the push button? Yo, why is help you upside down? What the part? What are you doing, Mom?
Your time is just about run out. Shall we parley? Just kidding.
What animatronics would you rather not?
And not a moment later. It's time to take your final bow.
No. 'Cause this guy just wouldn't really run at all, bro. He's somewhat slow, bro.
Very soon.
Six, seven, 6, 7. Mom, I'm gonna watch TV. I'm such a broski. Why isn't this TV plugged in? Mortal. Mary. I'm just a regular guy named Kyle.
Stranger
Yo,
danger.
what the fuck?
Whoops. That's gonna leave a mark.
Ben 10 versus Frag, and they say it's not fair. Let me show you why. Alien X. The Void or Devoid. That ugly ass thing.
What a deceptive calling. And you
Echo. Ultimate Echo.
had it, obviously. But it is
Kind of turned
intriguing.
into that one old man. Principal
It is
something.
But fitting.
Principal Gakugani from freaking Heisen.
I always come back. Suffer now, like all who have stood before me. I always come back.
After going over two scenarios where the invincible and omnipotent, today I want to include the Benson Ultimate Trilogy by seeing if the Benson universe in specific has what it takes to stop the likes of Frag and For this scenario, we will be using the Ultimate Alien versions of Ben alongside the side characters that could potentially contribute in helping stopping this invasion. And as far as the version of the Ultramarines we are using, we are specifically using the
Suffer now, like all
so
who have
unlike
stood
my other
before me.
videos where I actually go through the show and the comics alien, I'm mainly going to be talking about the show. If you like comics alien scenarios like like this and want to see more, consider typing the video up along with commenting what you'd like to see next, and be sure to share with your friends and especially your grandma. Anyway, let's take one time to first break down what defenses Universe has to offer in terms of mainline defenses against the Viltron. For this scenario, I decided to pick a handful of characters that can fight along with there, considering this wouldn't be the Ben 10 Universe's first time actually dealing with an alien invasion. The characters I decided to pick are Ben Tennyson, obviously, alongside as Gwen and Kevin are not usually all that powerful in the average.
Whoa, since when did
Sure, but
Gwen get powers, bro? She's Adam Eve now. No way.
Well, Kevin 11 is, not gonna lie guys, he's kind of a jobber. When you find out your goal is lost title. Sometimes he has feats of, let's say, burning Vilgax for contending with bench stronger aliens. Other times he's genuinely struggling with damn plumbers and keeping aliens. Unironically, he's contender with them. But of course, Kevin's main power is not his strength, it is his absorption. And when he always come back. Matrix to fight Agritor, he proceeded to absolutely no gift enough, and then proceeded to absorb all of his power and stack it on top of his. Mind you, Agritor was already a threat capable of withstanding a fusion grenade that can destroy anything within 2.5 light years. For reference, the average solar system is 1.6 light years in radius, meaning Agritor can withstand an amount of energy that could clear a distance bigger than a solar system. And Kevin absorbs this same guy's power after just low-dipping him with his own power. Gwen, during this arc in her base form, is able to combat both him and Ben, and the reason she loses ultimately is because she obviously cares for both of them, and this is what holds her back. But we do see if she actually wanted to, she could do some significant damage to either Ultimate Kevin or Ben in the stronger alien form. Which really does put into perspective how much Gwen Tennyson overall holds back, because, I mean, at one point a goddamn car blow torch was making her struggle, so that should definitely put into perspective how strong she actually is. And of course, when she's pushed into a corner, she can go into her Annabelle form, which was so strong that she could have instantly cleared the alien invasion back in Season 2. Mind you, these guys had ships that were capable of threatening the planet and even destroying stars, so her being in the same tier as Kevin and Ben is not entirely inaccurate when she's at full power. Ben himself obviously beats up Kevin 11 with Ultimate Echo, who is going to be the main alien we focus on in this scenario. And the reason why is because the invasion will be taking place in space, and we know as well the Omnitrix loves to equip them with the best possible countermeasure depending on the situation. Which is why I believe Echo will ultimately be chosen, no pun intended, since not only can he fly in space, but utilize Sonic Blast, which specifically are able to bypass the Viltrumite's defenses. And it's not like he isn't strong on his own without his hat, considering he's casually suppressing planet-busting grenades, bullying the same Kevin 11 who has just absorbed Agritor's power, and is clearly the strongest of the Ultimates
Recognize me at first, but I assure you, that's still me. I can taste the fear in your breath. Hide if you want. It did not save the others. It will not save you.
Showtimes are on the hour. Not a moment before and not a moment later. It's time to take your final bow.
Yeah, the bird likes you, so I'll do you a favor. Yeah, you play with fire, and sometimes you get burned.
It at least is something to know. Without entry of being established, other characters I think the crew could pick up.
Yeah, you win some, you lose.
Basically our battle beast and space racer equivalent, that means Vilgax and Darkstar. These two might seem like wild picks, but for one, I've been dying to personally talk about either one in the versus battle, and two, I feel like realistically, if the opportunity came up, then we would most definitely do at least Darkstar since he had the before. But I'm not going to both these states and what's actually happening
Like all of us that before me.
Vilgax by this point in the series should be 10 times stronger than like the original self, upgrading from the likes of his classic series.
Suffer now,
The same guy who is capable of targeting Renegade and should be a much bigger threat than the likes of Renegade, who's considered a threat to the very planet and a threat that can...
Bro, what are you doing? Get out the way right now. Hey, get out the way.
Louis!
Mom's calling you.
Louis! Louis!
Which I would support Vilgax being in that top tier of the Ben 10 hierarchy, and Darkstar, of course, is no exception. At his actual full power, he just straight up beats up Ultimate Humongousaur, so he would upscale from the energy pump stuff. Even if you guys don't think they are directly, let's say, solar system level, that's fine, but at the very worst, they are in those planetary to multi-stellar ranges. Other characters that I do think would heavily contribute to
Blah, 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 blah.
the other plumbers, I think as well, Ship and Julie would pretty much be the tech jacket equivalent of the group, not really being all that powerful, but under the right circumstances, they could prove to be a decent distraction. My only issue is that Julie realistically wouldn't be in this scenario. That I do think would heavily contribute to his and Humongousaur, the same guy who could absorb stars and put the paws on Ultimate Activate, which would support Vilgax being in that top tier of the Ben 10 hierarchy, and Darkstar, of course, is no exception. At his actual full power, he straight up beats up Ultimate Humongousaur, so he would upscale from the entry pump stuff. Even if you guys don't think they are directly, let's say, solar system level, that's fine, but at the very worst, they are in those planetary to multi-stellar ranges. Other characters that I do think would heavily contribute to this invasion are, of course, Grandpa Max and the other plumbers. I think as well, Chip and Julie would pretty much be the tech jacket equivalent of the group, not really being all that powerful, but under the right circumstances, they could prove to be a decent distraction. My only issue is that Julie realistically wouldn't be in this scenario, since Ben and the others probably would already be stacking up as it is, but, you know, just for the sake of it and for the love of the game, I'm going to be having Julie and Ship here, and it's not like they haven't participated in an invasion before. With that being said, I do think Grandpa Max specifically would be very useful here, considering he has his Null Void Projector, which would be a free win on any Viltrumite in a one-on-one. Now, with that being said, I think I did a pretty good job figuring out how strong these guys actually are, but as far as speed goes, they all just genuinely should be light speed in terms of combat and reactions. Not only can Kevin dodge a blast of radiation at relatively close ranges, but Julie and Ben should be comparable in stats. Any of the base humans in the Ben 10 squad, and Ben himself is just, you know, doing backflips and dodging beams of light like donuts, so everyone baseline is reacting at light speed in the show, with the stronger characters obviously reaching much higher speeds, like Ultimate Echo Echo, Ultimate Kevin, Gwen at her peak, alongside the likes of Vilgax and Darkstar through inverse scaling. I'll speak on their abilities specifically when they interact with the Viltrumites in the scenario itself, so let's first quickly break down the Viltrumites and what they're capable of, since we just got done with the Ben 10 unit. Every Viltrumite here baseline scales to that capable and we have 31 invincibles capable of stopping. Viltrumite with the highest speed force that moves the ball from the ring, the most hardly helping a sexy size medium. And of course, from his younger days, he went to push a planet himself within a few days. The energy he exerts specifically comes out to around large planet level, and we know Lucan, Vidor, Crad, and Zero all players here, with Crad and Dula being on the lower. Or not Crad, I meant Crit. Yes, Crad is the strong one, Crit is the weak one. Let me just establish that right now. But of course, we have Drac himself, who could be an entirely different tier of power, with him upscaling from the explosion of Viltrum, which comes out to around small star level in the show. We also know Conquest specifically one Invincible downskills from any of the relevant Viltrumites in the invasion. I just don't think, at least in the show version of Invincible, they're all moving at thousands of times faster than light all the time. With that being said, we can now talk about how specifically this would go down, and just like in Invincible, Ben 10 would simply gather who he could for this fight while not risking this, obviously potentially backfire, which is why he isn't adding in the whole rogues gallery here, because he could easily get Charmcaster, Dr. Animo, but that is also setting up for a potential betrayal while trying to deal with this invasion. So he's going to be playing his cards right here. Kevin and Gwen would be easy to recruit alongside Grandpa Max, and after Julie and Chip plead their case, Ben reluctantly agrees. He'd also recruit none other than Darkstar and his longtime enemy, Joe. And then have them posted up on a plumber ship. Realistically, Kevin or Julie would probably fall to one of the random Viltrumites, and this would lead you to either Gwen and Ben, however, trying much sooner rather than later, since for one, this is a life or death situation, and two, these are their respective partners being at risk. I know Julie and Ben are complicated here, and that is for sure Ben's fault, but he's still doing so, honestly, if one of these two were to get snubbed by a Viltrumite, which, once again, I do think is going to be going ballistic and having a case be made for them potentially soloing the invasion themselves. Let's say, for example,
Bro!
and this is where affected much more
John Brawl.
Him being able to have a chance considering this is the same one who, once again, Admiral already, for retrospect, is a threat to the universe itself, and like I said, was no-selling solar system explosions. And of course, we can get this iconic.
Warriors will not lose against the Bulls.
What would happen if one of horror's most unstoppable killers suddenly entered the brutal world of a universe where superheroes were celebrated and hiding greed and unimaginable violence behind carefully manufactured manipulated or possessed a level of resilience that even their greatest heroes struggled to comprehend. Our story begins on a stormy night at the abandoned shores of Crystal Lake. Years after his latest massacre, Jason Voorhees once again lies beneath the dark waters trying to become part of the cursed lake itself, waiting silently for the next unfortunate soul to disturb his eternity. They hope to discover a new source of power capable of creating an even stronger generation of heroes. The experience simply follows the violent stories of creating a temporary world. The portal expands across impossible distances and reaches the waters of Crystal Lake. The lake erupts as Jason's motionless body is pulled through the moments later, the portal collapses inside a spinning rock the unconscious practically reinforced figure. Assuming they have captured some unknown superhuman, the soldiers order him to surrender. Jason offers no response. He simply grips his weathered machete while staring silently through the holes of his cracked hockey mask. Seconds later, the first soldier falls, and the laboratory descends into absolute chaos. Surveillance cameras were...
Losing weight. Kickstart your weight loss, mindset and habits, help you keep it off.
Hey Rebel, got your baby.
Not today. Get started at noom.com. ChatGPT, Claude, and other AIs are free. All in one. AI is private and optimized.
Hey Mom, are you feeling
Yeah, honey, that'd be great. We started playing. Don't go easy on me this time, Mom. I'm serious. I
Check
never
the
go
farm
easy
was
on
full.
her. Yeah, right, Grandmaster. She did 3 moves, and I was already in trouble. I love playing chess with you, Mom. I love it too, son. I cherish every moment I get to share with you. That hit me hard. I choked back tears. You're my best friend, Mom. We hugged and kissed. Then she made a chess move. Sorry, son. I was about to, then I got sick, and to be honest, I didn't have the energy to fight, because you know how controlling he gets. He gets
It's
big
like
tough
it's-
voice, and he tried to
Why?
without you around. Makes sense. Has he said anything lately about finding the cure? No, unfortunately. He claims that there are no trials at all. That makes no sense, Mom. That's what his company is supposed to be doing. I don't think you're going to be. Besides, your birthday's coming up tomorrow. That's right. I totally forgot about it. What do you want to do? I'd like to go and see the park. I love the turtles. You got it. Later that night, I wanted to ask my dad about the recent trial on MS. And before I could walk into his office, I overheard him on the phone. Shut down those cancer trials. Why do you think? Because we make way more money on treating the symptoms. Is he doing that with MS? I needed to find out, so I waited until 2 a.m. Then my hands trembled with fear as I snuck into my father's office and searched through his drawers. I did it as quickly as I could, because if he caught me, it would be very bad. I found a case file that had pictures of test tubes and vials. It was labeled Acquisition B-CF 2019. Westmore Pharmaceuticals acquired a lab in New Jersey that named John Kendrick, and it said he was the founder of Phoenix 14. I found his picture along with Phoenix 14 was trying to cure MS in a single 12-week course. My father could save me. I took pictures of everything. Then my heart stopped when I heard the door to the office start to open. I held my breath, stayed as still as I could, terrified. He walked into the office and put his back to me. I tried to sneak out, but he turned and saw me. What the hell do you think you're doing? My blood turned cold, and my voice trembled. I was just checking to see if I left something. He glanced down and saw that his cabinet door was slightly open. He gritted his teeth, quietly. This is tried to leave.
That's
Don't
you.
belong, and don't ever forget. I will.
Yo, did you just say yes that I can have your mount? All right.
Never let anyone damage my reputation. Years of feeling his wrath have built up inside me and made my breath turn to stone, my cheeks stung by love. Unfortunately, I was used to it. I rushed into my mom's bedroom and woke her up. Mom, have a possible cure. Look, I showed her all the doctors found. She read her face dropped. It says here, though, that Helix 14 was made in 2019. I was diagnosed a year before that. He's been covering this up for years. $4 billion a year in symptom management drugs for MS, which is exactly what I'm on. He could have given this drug to me 7 years ago. A quiet rage grew inside of me now, realizing that cold, bitter truth. She started coughing and choked up blood. Then she clutched her heart and trembled. Mom, you okay? She nodded. It's not just me who could have helped. It's all the other women in my group that have been battling MS. She looked over at a picture of her and 4 other women from a hospital. I was speechless. I just need to rest. Okay, I glanced at the clock. I just realized, it's your birthday, Mom. I kissed her forehead, and she closed her eyes and smiled. I'll drive you over to the... She fell asleep. I slept in the chair next to her. Even though we both knew my father was a bastard for hiding the cure, I had to put on my best. Mom, we're supposed to go to the park. My guts churned in fear as I gently shook her. Mom, wake up.
I don't know.
Wake up, Mom. Someone help. Tears spilled. I thought of my father hiding the cure, and I punched a hole through the wall. I fumbled with my...
That was the
phone,
weakest
called
punch I've
911.
ever
Come
seen,
quick.
and to
My
somehow
mom,
put a hole
the
through the wall.
paramedics came, but they were too late. She was already gone. An hour later, my father put his hand on my shoulder. MS is very unpredictable. I'm sorry, son. I felt a cold, stoic chill when I looked at him. Did you ever get close to finding a cure for it? Even something in the trial phase? I searched and searched, but found nothing. He looked away and rubbed his palm. That's what he always did. My blood turned to ice. He chose to let her die. A week later, we buried her, and that was the worst week of my life. I also heard how my dad looked forward to speaking to all the reporters right afterwards, and acting more sworn up than he was in private. And that always moved me to tears. I loved her with all my heart. His face contorted. He was trying to muster up his tears, then tried even harder to look like he was holding her back. Such a crock. My Aunt Sylvia stood next to me at the funeral and put her arm around me. I whispered, I'm really glad you're here. You're the only one that understands me. I pulled her aside and shared what I knew about the cure. She shook her head in rage. I figure since you're a lawyer, maybe there's something you can do. Send me the documents. Let me take a look. I looked over and saw my father's longtime friend, Frank Carbone, whisper in my father's ear. He was tied to the mob and had been working with my dad ever since I was a little kid. My dad stared right at me, then whispered something to Frank. I grew fearful because if I was going to try and expose my father for covering up the cure, I would have to deal with Frank, and he already knew that I dug around. He could actually help if he wasn't such a pain. I can't spend another second on the Come stay with me and we'll figure out a way to expose him. I rushed home before my father. I passed it out with all my documents, and on my way out, I saw my father and Frank pull into the driveway. I quickly hid behind the others and whispered and stayed still. They headed inside, and I quickly jumped into my cops were at my license. They were separating making a nationwide search. It was just after 6 a.m. when he started texting me. Where are you? I know you're up to something devious, you little brat. You've always sided with your mother. What did you find in my office? I ignored all of the texts, which I know drove him nuts. His last text...
Let me tell you something! Alright, let me tell you something!
I hit the gas on the street, rushing to get to my aunt's place in a panic. I arrived at 8 a.m. and knocked on her door. She quickly pulled me inside, and I asked, what can we do about this? I'm going to file for an emergency protective order. The evidence under whistleblower. Your father's legal team can't touch the documents without triggering federal obstruction. Give me your phone. I handed it over, and she crushed it under her foot. Take this burner phone instead. He's probably already found a way to track you. We need to get to a motel. We stepped out and saw a black Cadillac parked across the street. Ran through the house and out of the back door. My heart was pounding. Then I felt a hard punch across the side of my head. The man in shades had cut us off. I hit the ground and my aunt rushed back inside. I didn't recognize the man as he grabbed me by my shirt collar and lifted me off of the ground. Your father says you've been acting like a brat. Well, guess what? You're going home to face some consequences. I struggled to get away from him, scratched and clawed, but failed. He dragged me around to the side of the house, and I was filled with dread. Then a metal baseball bat slammed him across the back of his head. Aunt Sylvia was standing behind us. She didn't mess around. He dropped to the ground like dead weight, and I got loose. We took off running. I felt a...
Get away from me!
We hopped into her car, made it to a small motel, and checked in under a different name. We're going to need to move locations every 3 days while we build this case. Aunt Sylvia's phone rang. She stopped cold. It's your father calling me. How did he get my number?
Beat his
I
ass.
want you to know that I've always hated you. You're a scheming, lying, arrogant
Shut the frick
bitch
up.
that thinks she's above everyone. Why don't you tell me how you really feel? Put my son on the phone, you idiot. You're already on speaker, asshole. Listen up, son. You have no idea what you're setting yourself up for. And do you know that my associate is in a coma from you taking a bat to his head? I'm sure he is. Good. He deserves it for putting his hand on it. If there's anything you know about me, it's that I will go to the ends of the earth to protect my reputation. I put that before anybody.
Me
Blood
alone.
or no blood. So you better come home right now, so we can squash whatever it is you're planning, you little dick. I was gripped by an old fear that he had instilled in me. I got strength when I saw Aunt Sylvia supporting me. Hey Dad, you're a piece of shit for letting Mom die, and I will never ever let this go. Get ready for some karma, you fucking dickhead. I hung up and tossed her phone. Aunt Sylvia was proud of me. Okay, first things first. We need to find the creator of Helix 14 and find out where they're at in the process of the cure. I suddenly remembered the pictures I had taken on my phone. I showed her all of the pictures that highlighted the document. His name's John Kendrick. I took a picture of him and his wife at my father's office, and I have his address. Good. We arrived at John Kendrick's house, made sure no one was following us, and knocked on the door. It swung open, and his wife stepped out with a shotgun, cocked it, and stuck it in our faces. What do you want? We both put our arms up in surrender. My throat tightened in terror. We come in peace, man. My name's Sylvia. This is my nephew. We're planning to take Westmore Pharmaceutical to court over Helix 14. She glared at us, skeptical. I quietly panicked as my legs shook. I gently asked, is your husband, John Kendrick, available? She lowered her shotgun and stared down at the ground. He was found dead 6 months ago in an apparent suicide. If you ask me, he was taken out by Westmore's hired gun because the autopsy came back inconclusive, and even the man that did the autopsy somehow ended up missing. I felt so sad for what she had been through. Aunt Sylvia was at a loss, so I stepped forward. Please, miss, I'm the CEO of Westmore's son. He let my mother die, and we have proof. We will take this to the highest court possible. I love my mother very much, and I will not sleep until I find her justice. And that's not to mention the thousands of other people dealing with this disease that could be saved in the future. She softened and let us in. So, what do you need from me? Aunt Sylvia explained. We'll need you to testify. The woman grew nervous. I don't think that will be possible. I value my life. I understand the fear, but these people need help.
Yeah.
So I added. And both of us have already chosen to put our lives on the line. We're just as scared as you are. That made us relatable. Okay, I'll testify. I shook her hand, deeply appreciative.
Oh shit.
You should probably go and stay in a motel somewhere under a different name. Once
I
these
just
people
won't
find
come
out
back.
that you might help us, it might get ugly. She glanced over at her ailing
I'm just not
grandfather,
gonna do
who was
it.
sitting in a wheelchair. That's gonna be tough.
Trim, edge, and shave with Philips Norelco One Blade. One tool for every need.
Why me? I had opportunities in Mama didn't.
And I wasn't gonna waste them.
Balancing life, work, and school and stuff.
Tungsten.
Level up with a nursing degree from Capella University. What can't you do?
What if I told you you can get a brand new metal roof from Erie Home for up to 50% off installation? Now you can. Our metal roofs are proven to withstand 120 miles per hour winds and 2-inch hail, all backed by a 50-year warranty. Call now for your free estimate. All the way, tell me I was all hyped. They just know that I'm in. They gotta do with it. If you don't like it, you
Bro, I'm gonna crush you, bro.
She held up her shotgun. Oh, right. So, I need access to your husband's lab so we can gather all the scientific evidence that will prove the cure accident. She handed us the key and gave us an address. There's a hard drive in the drawer of his desk that has everything we need about the cure. We rushed over to the husband's lab, and as she was driving, it looked like an X-ray.
Clean water polyphore.
We're probably gonna need his help soon. If something happens to me, you call him immediately. Take down his number. I did what she said. We entered the lab and saw cobwebs and dust everywhere. I grabbed the hard drive out of his desk drawer and excitedly showed Aunt Sylvia. This is it, our proof. I stuck it in my pocket and we started heading out when all of the lights went out. What happened? The sound of a door opening and footsteps rapidly approaching. Did you hear that? Yeah, we need to hide. We rushed down a sterile, cold hallway and slipped into a lab with tons of strange bottles with cloudy liquid and multicolored liquid vials. Aunt Sylvia.
Oh my god!
We're getting closer. My heart was racing. Then I finally found a supply closet and got in. I could see through a thin crack in the door and saw my worst nightmare. Frank Carbone walked in with a gun drawn. My guts burned with terror. He must have been watching this lab and saw us. Frank was making his way closer to Aunt Sylvia. I could see her trembling under the desk. He was getting closer and closer to her. I panicked, needed to create a distraction. I was closer to the door, so I slipped out of the closet, smashed a few bottles off of a table, and took off running into the hallway. He saw me rush out and didn't chase me at first. I made it out into the hallway and bolted into another lab that had a biohazard sign on the door. I rushed in and smelled an intense odor of rotten eggs and ammonia. I covered my nose and mouth and gagged. I was instantly horrified because there was no place to hide. There was only a large room with a table in the middle that had all of these test tubes that had some type of blue liquid. Frank appeared and saw me, holding his gun by his side. There's nowhere to go, kid. You're stuck. So, here's what's gonna happen. You're going to go home to your daddy right now and completely forget what you told him. Your father's just looking out for you.
I'm trying to let you go.
That's real love. He's just scared that I'll expose the truth. No! Frank clenched his teeth. Beat your little ass. Bring it on. I will never go back home. He let out a wicked smile. Fine by me, he lunged at me across the center table. I grabbed the closest test tube and hurled it at his face. It crashed into his eyes, and whatever liquid was inside burned his face. He dropped his gun, covered his eyes, and screamed, "Ah! I'm gonna kill you, you little bastard!" I grabbed his gun off of the floor, kicked in his knee, locked him into the room, and took off running again. I made it back to where Aunt Sylvia was hiding, looked into the room, and saw Aunt Sylvia on the ground, covered in blood. My heart sank, and I rushed down to her. Frank had shot her before chasing after me. No, no, no. Where you hit, it doesn't matter, kiddo. You have all the evidence you need in that hard drive. Call Otis. He'll help you. She handed me a folded note with a list of instructions written on it. I couldn't hold back the tears as she took her last few breaths and faded away. I gripped onto her hand as my tears dripped down. Then I heard gunshots. Frank was firing out at the glass window of the lab. I clicked my fingers and touched on Sylvia's cheek and took off running. I made it out of the lab, jumped in my car, and sped away before Frank could get me. As I was driving, I immediately looked at her list of instructions. She gave me a step-by-step list of how to file the case and be my own lawyer. Then I called the number she gave me. Hi, I'm Sylvia's nephew. She told me to call you. I heard a heavy sigh on the other end. Since you're calling, I can only assume the very worst about Sylvia. Is that correct? I swallowed my pain. Unfortunately, yes. I'll text you an address at this number where he ended the call. I was confused because who was it? How did he know my name? I arrived at the address he texted me, and it was an abandoned. The place really creeped me out. He shook my hand. I'm Otis. Your aunt and I go way back. I was in the military with her brother, and she only called me when things had turned violence, so to speak. Tell me everything. He made me some coffee, and I caught him up to speed. So basically, you need me to protect you until you make it through the courtroom. Yes, alright. I do believe that protection is my expertise. He opened up a walk-in closet space and showed me a massive cache of weaponry, guns, grenades, you name it. I've dealt with the Mafia a few times before. They only respond to a buffet of bullets. He laughed at his own phrase and puffed on a cigar. I was alarmed by him at first, then kind of liked the guy. He was a true old badass. I need to get to the court so I can file the case. We hopped into his bulletproof SUV and drove downtown to the courthouse. We stepped out, and he wore a long black trench coat that hid his weaponry. He walked just behind me, and his eyes were scanning everywhere. What do you need to give the judge? All of the documents, which includes the Helix 14 tour, the thumb drive that shows the facts of the tour, the acquisition timeline, and my mom's diagnosis date. Plus, I'm listing my father as the mastermind criminal behind everything, along with hiring Frank Carbone to threaten me and murder Aunt Sylvia. That criminal file goes straight to the Department of Justice. I like your style. You're not only poking the hornet's nest, you're kicking it in the nuts. He cackled maniacally.
I'm gonna kick you in the nuts.
We walked out, and then both saw a nearby TV playing in a bar. My jaw dropped in absolute shock when I saw my own face on the news. I listened to the reporter. Breaking news. Charles Westmore's son, Danny Westmore, is wanted by police because he's the #1 suspect of murdering his own aunt. Here's his father speaking to reporters. Then my dad came on and put on the same big bullshit crocodile tears he always puts on. I am devastated. My own son is off of his medication and is having a severe mental episode. I can't believe he would hurt his own aunt like this. If anyone sees him, please, I'm begging you, just bring him home. He covered his mouth as if he was breaking down. What a crock. Yeah, we should go. Like, now. I glanced around and saw everyone in the bar staring at me. My heart pounded, and we quickly hopped back into the SUV and peeled out. I can't freaking believe it. That dick is framing me to be the crazy one. We just need to keep you out of sight until the case begins. A week later, the case began, and I stood in front of the judge. My father was there with his lawyer. My stomach churned as we made eye contact. The judge said, Mr. Danny Westmore, you do realize that you are wanted by the police. I do, Your Honor. Then tell me why I shouldn't just have you arrested right now. Because the truth inside of those files will shock the world. There were gaps in the cracks. And all I ask is that a jury of my peers judge for themselves. My father's lawyer arrogantly spoke. This is completely ridiculous, Your Honor. The entire world knows that this little jerk committed murder and went off of his meds and is completely insane. My client and many others have already confirmed it. The entire court stared at me, and I felt the weight of the world on my shoulders. My father had made me the bad guy. I closed my eyes in quiet terror. The judge saw it, then spoke to me. If the jury doesn't see enough evidence, I will put you behind bars. I got a glimpse of hope because I now had a chance to prove my case. Day one was insane. I prepared my case and noticed my hands trembling with fear. This was my only shot at exposing the truth. I had to overcome it. Then I took a deep breath and very simply spoke from the heart. My father systematically let my mother and thousands of others die without ever trying to help them out. My father's lawyer jolted up. Objection, Your Honor. The judge accepted his objection. But let me continue. I will prove that my father adopted a destroy me after close friend and notorious monster, Frank Carbone, after me. Objection! I looked out at the crowd and saw Frank. His face was charred on one side. He was wearing an eye patch. He was glaring at me with his one good eye. Day one concluded, and I went back to Otis's warehouse. Tonight might get a little rough. Why do you say that? Because 2 Lincolntown cars followed us from the court. Should we go and spend the night at a police station? Nah, I'm comfortable here with all my gear. I figure if they want to attack us, they can bring it on. He sipped on a glass of whiskey, puffed on his cigar, and I've never seen a man more relaxed in his own element. I was terrified, but got some relief, seeing how confident he was. 3 a.m. hit, and I jolted awake when I heard Otis. There's been a breach. 4 guys. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. Take this. He handed me a shotgun. It's loaded. All you gotta do is point and pull the trigger if you see anyone but me come into this room. Got it? I hesitated, gripped by fear. He got in my face. Listen to me, son. These men want to end you. It's either them or us. I need you to strap up your big boy pants and get a hold of yourself. Got it? I took a deep breath and turned my terror into a focused rage. Yes, sir. I stood in the corner of the room, held up the shotgun, and waited. Otis rushed out and didn't make a sound. I heard several footsteps, the loud pops, then yelling, then complete silence. I could feel my heart pounding in my throat. It matched the ticking of the clock on the wall above me. I waited. Then I heard more loud pops, and Otis yelled out, "Run, kid, run!" I lost my breath. What did that mean? Was he hit? I stepped out of the room and saw smoke enveloping the main floor of the warehouse. I crouched down and made my way through the smoke and saw Otis laying on the floor on his back. Blood covered his chest and he was trembling. I whispered in a panic, "Where are you hit? Leave me be. Run. Go out the back." Now, I listened to him and headed through the smoke and saw 3 deceased monsters laying sprawled out. My stomach turned and I had to look away so I didn't get sick. Then out of nowhere, I slammed into Frank Carbone and dropped my shotgun. I was horrified when I looked up at him. He had a vicious gaze in his eyes. "I'm gonna enjoy this, you little dick." He slammed several heavy punches across my face, busted my nose, and bloodied up my lip. He aimed his gun down at me. I saw my mother's face and got incredibly sad. Then I closed my eyes, not wanting to see the barrel of the gunfire. In complete darkness, I heard the gunshot go off. But the strange part was that I didn't feel anything touch my body. My eyes and saw Frank Carbone fall to his knees with a gaping hole in his chest. He face planted. I looked behind me and saw Otis holding a smoking gun. He smiled at me, took one more puff on his cigar, then passed away. What a bad mother bleep. I called the police, and they documented everything for the court case. I walked into court, and my father's eyes bulged when he saw me. I felt a steel resolve in my gut. "You're not seeing a ghost, Dad. You're seeing a survivor, and you are screwed." Both sides presented their case, and the jury got to read all of the evidence that I had presented. Mrs. Kendrick presented the facts about her dead husband and the Helix 14 cure. I was proud of her for standing up and honoring her late husband. I also brought in 20 MS patients that were all on my father's drug that barely dealt with their symptoms. Each one took the stand and confronted him. "You knew all along about a potential cure and all you did was lie, you greedy bastard. You're a disgrace to humanity. I hope you burn and rot in hell." He sunk in his chair and wanted to disappear because the thing he hated most was his reputation getting ruined. He covered his face and squirmed like a little bitch. The jury deliberated for 3 hours, came back, and handed the judge their verdict. I was overcome with a wicked feeling of dread. My father was a very powerful man, and I thought he probably had this rigged somehow. Then the judge read, "The jury finds the defendant, Charles Westmore, guilty on counts of pharmaceutical fraud, criminal suppression of a regulated medical compound, obstruction of justice, in connection with patient deaths, and conspiracy to commit murder. I hereby sentence you to life in prison, Mr. Westmore." My father shook in horror. "No, this isn't fair, Your Honor. Make an appeal. Do something." Oh, God. He collapsed. I locked eyes with him one more time. "That's for Mom, you piece of shit. His pharmaceutical company was ordered to release Helix 14 into the public domain. Clinical trials immediately. I trembled at tears of relief. They were forced to pay $3.2 billion in damages towards their patients. I walked out of that court and was really happy when I saw Otis standing out front wearing an armband and tucking my arm. I thought you were gone. Nah, I'm a stubborn bastard. You win? Oh yeah. We shared a smile and shook each other's hands. I went straight to my mother's grave and laid on some flowers. I did it, Mom. You can rest in peace, knowing that the truth saw the light of day. Love you, Mom. Always you. I pulled out a chessboard and a small stuffed turtle and set it down next to the grave. "Here you go, Mom, just in case someone wants to play in heaven."
Seneca.
Sending one lucky guest home with something special. I appreciate you taking me on this trip. Of course, that's what big brothers do. I just wish there wasn't so much damn snow. I drove up the winding Swiss Alp mountain road and started to get nervous as I glanced to the right and saw a steep drop-off without a guard railing. The hair stood up on my arms as I tried my best to go slow and controlled up this wet, slippery road. Snow had covered all of the asphalt, and I could feel my tires, unable to grip onto anything solid. My GPS died an hour ago, and I was guessing as to where our hotel was. Are we getting close? I'm getting hungry. I have no idea.
Wait!
Ate this much. Yeah, we should be there soon. Our hotel should be up here on the left. I quietly panicked, totally unsure. I drove about another 50 feet, went around a curve and felt the wheel shake. I gripped tighter. Whoa, the car's doing something weird. The front end started to move right, then left, then right. Snow was smacking down onto the windshield.
Oh, shit. Alrighty, we're at like 6-7, 6-7.
Karen,
versus kid. From Karens breaking the law to messing with the wrong kids, nothing can stop an angry Karen. Will the kids run away or confront the Karens? Welcome to the Snoopy Channel. Kids were playing and being loud at the skate park when Miss Racist Karen here decided to insult them. A little girl and her sister opened a lemonade stand on the sidewalk, and Kevin got angry at the wrong kids.
I'm gonna sit here and argue with you the entire time.
Alright, well, go back to mowing your lawn.
You want me to film you? You want me to film you?
Right, she's gonna be fine.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Move right there. Go ahead. Move right
Why don't you go ahead and move over there? Why don't you go ahead and move over there? Your house is over there. Well, why don't you go to your property then? Bye. Bye. So what? It's not. Alright, well, if you want to tell me what time you can figure it was.
Stupid little bozo, you stupid little motherfucker.
Are you upset about? Do you want a cup of lemonade? Do you want a cup of lemonade?
Get away, you stupid little cunt. Okay. Shut up, stupid little motherfucker.
Because I can press Trump sign.
Hey, I can record. It's not illegal. It's not illegal, right? Yeah.
Old Karen arguing with a little kid because
Legalize nuclear bombs.
What are you talking about, bro? Over.
Is this how you talk to people? Because I haven't disrespected you one bit. I wish to God.
You stupid little cunt.
Or what? You're on my
fucking
property.
bitch.
Yeah, whatever. What are you, black? You're black? See that right? Oh, girl. What's Let's make it good. No. She gotta say what she gotta say. And I haven't stepped over my property line, but I will make sure everybody knows you're a racist. Yeah, come on. You are racist. I'm not racist. Think you're black, so you're up in my face, right? Yeah. No, I'm up in your face. Oh, she's black. You guys be scared, right? I don't give a fuck. You let your dog run in my garage for the 4th time. My garage on my property. How am I wrong? And now you're gonna put your hands on your mother and push her too? Have you lost your mind? You're scaring your children. You're literally scaring your children. Is this how you're gonna act in front of your kids? Is this maturity? Because I asked you not to let your dog run in my garage? What are you, a record? You're trying to do a record on the phone? I'm already recording.
Record?
I've been recording you. Absolutely. Hi guys. This is a freak who had a alert telling me instead of being nice. I'm not.
Redneck Kevin had to come and ruin all the fun by screaming, stealing, and even hitting this group of skater kids.
If you think you can take this property and do what you want with it, I'll take your property and do what I want with it.
You can't touch a minor.
Yeah. Are the rights? Oh, you're such a bunch of... What a generation of... Give me your skateboard. Give me your skateboard. I want to do whatever I want with it because I can just do what I want with other people's property. This is not the same thing. It is the same thing. This is right. Generation of morons that ever fucking skateboard. Right, the skateboard.
You fucking little.
What are you doing, huh?
I was about to say, but I didn't want to. You stupid little motherfucker. No. Ooh, oh. Ooh, Karen and a Ken.
Yeah. Don't talk to him. Okay, so why didn't he tell me that? I've been doing this for years.
Bam.
Why do you care?
Why do I?
Yeah, why do you care?
The traffic is here. I don't like you people.
For picking up kids up from school? Are y'all serious?
Somebody's got packed.
No, I'm just saying, I just feel like y'all being racist. That's what I think y'all are being. You're picking up kids. I don't care about that. You came in here. Yeah, okay, you'll never get nobody to do that if you saw my...
Shut up.
Yeah, if you saw my... Go sit down somewhere. Just call him, you're crazy.
Karen tried to steal a scooter for her kid, even assaulting the other parents and getting called by the police.
Get out of here, bro. You
If you can't step outside this car, honey, come here. That door. No, I feel this. I have a proof.
You stupid motherfucker. Don't touch. Shut the fuck up, you stupid little motherfucker. What the fuck?
Old Psycho Karen wanted this little kid to stop riding his bike, harassing and getting too close to him.
Alright, bro.
Even the neighbors came. Man, this kid is a hero.
get cooked. Get burned alive, buddy. Get cooked alive. You motherfucker.
And then the little boy will find out from the camera. It doesn't matter.
Fucker. You scum, clean, clume. You scum, clean, clume. Scum, clean, clume. Scum, clume, clume. Oh shit. I watched my boy get packed in front of my face. GG.
I don't have to be anything related to her. Maybe they tell you that in school, but not here.
Alright, I'm gonna go play.
I'm going to school. Where do you live? I accidentally called you search.
Do you think you were talking about Purdue?
Do you think you could just have a Mountain Dew in front of my face? What?
I was running your Twitter with Brett. Such a little boy.
Shut up, you stupid motherfucker.
Exactly. Excuse me, do you think, do these bother you? See, they don't bother.
Connor, come here.
Connor, now.
Let me hit the jackpot right here. Let's get some Hikari luck up in here.
See your rights back, mother.
Away from us. You won't get away from us. It's your house. He's a parent. He doesn't have nothing better to do than live in Come on. You know what's funny? We got all these footage, right? They're not saying anything. They've already been here. They come here all the time. For her reason, because she can't allow kids to be kids. She's the type of person that calls because you have a basketball hoop and you're making too much noise. Because she doesn't have nothing better to do. She doesn't have nobody to come to the house because no one likes her. She's lonely. She's lonely. Her husband don't even like her.
Why are you here? No, this is our house. This is our house.
Yo, we should do this right.
We're going past. Big 5 on the dash.
Oh! Whoa!
What would happen if Hell's most terrifying warrior
were thrown into the world of the boys, how would
Doomslayer is going to easily wipe out everybody, bro.
creatures far more terrifying than any suit? Our story begins deep inside hell.
5 on the dash.
Doomslayer is cutting demonic invasion. During the battle, an unstable portal tears open beneath him. Before he can destroy it, the portal drags him across dimensions and throws him into another reality. The Doomslayer crashes into the middle of New York, surrounded by skyscrapers, flashing billboards, and enormous advertisements celebrating the Seven. Compared to the worlds he has fought across, the city seems peaceful, but the illusion quickly fades when he notices Homelander hovering above a public event while cameras capture every smile and every wave. Thousands cheer as if they are looking at humanity's greatest protector. The Slayer says nothing. Yet one glance is enough for him to recognize the arrogance hidden behind Homelander's carefully crafted image. He has seen countless monsters disguise themselves as soldiers before. Homelander soon notices the silent armored stranger watching from the crowd. Assuming he is another attention-seeking vigilante, Homelander flies overhead and turns him into the center of a public joke. The audience laughs as he mocks the ancient armor and oversized weapons, expecting the stranger to react. Instead, the Doomslayer remains completely still, calmly observing Homelander's movements and the complete indifference he shows toward everyone standing below him. For the first time in years, Homelander finds himself staring at someone who shows neither admiration nor fear. Before the confrontation can escalate, a nearby building explodes after a reckless Supé loses control during a Vought demonstration. While Homelander hesitates, unwilling to ruin the carefully staged event, the Doomslayer charges into the collapsing structure without a second thought. He tears away the concrete. Security can surround him, the Doomslayer disappears into the city with damaged electronic equipment recovered from the scene. As he studies the information inside, he uncovers the truth about Compound 5, Vaught's hidden laboratories, and decades of crimes buried beneath carefully manufactured heroism. To the people of this world, Reaps are celebrities. To the Doomslayer, they are simply monsters wearing human faces. For the first time in Vaught's history, something had entered their world that could never be controlled. Part 1, the hunter becomes the target. Within hours of the incident in New York, Vought launched a nationwide search for the mysterious armored warrior. Every security camera, satellite, and government database was used to identify him. Yet nothing appeared. There were no fingerprints, no military records, no financial history, and no trace of his armor or weapons. It was as though he had never existed before arriving in this world. Stan Edgar immediately realized the danger. An enemy without an identity was far more difficult to control than one with a predictable past. Homelander refused to accept that people were talking about someone else instead of him. Every rescue performed by the Silent Warrior weakened his own public image, making his frustration grow stronger each day. Determined to restore his reputation, Homelander ordered Vought to locate the stranger as
What a goddamn surprise!
What he failed to understand was that the Doomslayer had spent countless wars hunting creatures capable of hiding across entire dimensions. Escaping a corporation's surveillance system was a challenge he solved without effort. While Vought searched the city, the Slayer quietly infiltrated hidden laboratories beneath its streets. Inside, he uncovered classified files revealing illegal compound fee experiments, fabricated rescue missions, political corruption, and decades of civilian deaths buried beneath Vought.
Can I throw it away in like the...
But if you know garbage.
Put that pillowcase back on your pillow.
Alright. Alright, I'm fine now. There's no difficulties.
Carefully crafted image. Every document confirmed the same conclusion. The greatest monsters in this universe were not demons. They were powerful people protected by money and deception. His investigation did not go unnoticed. Black Noir was ordered to eliminate the intruder before any evidence could leave the facility. Choosing an abandoned warehouse outside the city, Noir launched a silent ambush, attacking with overwhelming speed and deadly precision. Against almost anyone else, the attack would have ended the fight instantly. Against the Doomslayer, it accomplished nothing. The warehouse shook as the two warriors collided. Black Noir combined brutal hand-to-hand combat with relentless knife attacks, but every strike was blocked before the Slayer answered with crushing force. Steel supports bent under the impact. Concrete walls cracked apart, and within minutes the battle was over. Black Noir lay buried beneath shattered debris, while the Slayer calmly collected every classified file before disappearing into the night. When Vaught's recovery team reached the warehouse, they found Black Noir barely alive, and every confidential document missing. Stan Edgar finally understood that the armored stranger had never come to challenge the 71st. He had come to expose Vought itself. Across the city, Billy Butcher and the boys were investigating the same corporation they had hunted for years. As reports of destroyed laboratories and stolen files spread, Butcher realized someone else had declared war on Vought long before they ever met. Whoever this silent warrior was, he possessed the strength to fight Supes and the discipline to stay several steps ahead of the world's most powerful corporation. Part 2, The Fall of Vought begins. The destruction of Vaught's secret laboratory sent shockwaves throughout the corporation. For the first time in its history, classified information had fallen into the hands of someone who could neither be bribed nor intimidated. Stan Edgar immediately abandoned every plan to capture the Doomed Slayer alive. Instead, he ordered every available suit to hunt him down, while Vaught's media division branded the mysterious warrior as the greatest threat. Across the country.
You stupid motherfucker!
And he forced a price cap that will help protect consumers across Pennsylvania. Josh Shapiro, we're fighting back, looks like.
Next case. Yet every location connected to him revealed another hidden Vought crime. Secret laboratories were exposed, illegal compound fire operations disappeared overnight, and several violent suits vanished after years of escaping justice. The corporation tried to create fear, but each new lie only uncovered another buried truth. Ignoring the growing manhunt, the Doomslayer continued dismantling Vaught's network piece by piece. Using the stolen files as a guide, he tracked down corrupt heroes protected by the company and eliminated their operations one after another. Criminal hideouts compound fire as activities and innocent people trapped inside illegal facilities were finally rescued. Unlike Vaught's heroes, he never waited for recognition. He simply completed. The mysterious attack soon attracted the attention of the boys. Huey believed the armored warrior might finally be someone. Without speaking a single word, he revealed everything he had uncovered about Vaught's hidden operations. The message was unmistakable. They had been fighting the same enemy from different directions, and now their objectives had finally crossed. Meanwhile, Homelander completely lost control of his emotions. Every day, the public questioned Vought more, while the Silent Warrior became a symbol of genuine heroism without ever asking for attention. Humiliated by someone who refused to fear or admire him, Homelander demanded a full-scale assault before the corporation collapsed entirely. Knowing time had run out, Stan Edgar approved Vaught's final contingency plan. Every available member of the Seven, elite suit, experimental weapon, and private military force would be deployed together in one decisive operation. If a single warrior could not be defeated alone, then Vought would bury him beneath the combined strength of an entire army.
This is so true. I'm literally crying right now.
Stop what?
No, what the